The GOP, I'm not sure if they are running out of rakes to step on. You would imagine at some point they might. I have some bad news from the world of love. Apparently, Lauren Boebert, the congresswoman from Colorado, who is last seen barely winning a re-elect to her Colorado seat, well, now she has broken up with her beloved. Not her husband of 18 years, with whom she has multiple children. No. We're talking about the Democrat bar owner who runs like gay pride events and drag queen story hour over there. And you'll recall that she went to the musical Beetlejuice, where she proceeded to vape and then proceeded to get herself groped and then grope her date in return, pleasuring him over, I'm not going to get more detail. But that is a thing that happened in public. She was then kicked out, to which she apparently said, "Do you know who I am?" and denied that anything like this had happened, to which they then released all of the camera footage. Well, now, sadly, romance is dead, folks. I regret to inform you that if this romance can't last, I'm not sure what romance can. Lauren Boebert has now parted ways with the man seen groping her during a frisky date at a Colorado theater while enjoying a family-friendly performance of the musical Beetlejuice. The self-described eccentric politician, it's eccentricity now to grope your date in the middle of a performance of Beetlejuice. Guys, that's now eccentric. That's good to know. All future date nights have been canceled between her and bar owner Quinn Gallagher. She said, "I learned to check party affiliations before you go on a date." Although she alluded to her date's affiliation as a Democrat, the GOP stalwart said the breakup had nothing to do with the various reports on Gallagher in recent days. She said, "He's a wonderful man. It was a great time to go out and have dinner and enjoy part of a show. Nothing to do with anything that anyone reported. Honestly, he's a private citizen. We peacefully partied. Great man, great friend. I wish him all the best." Now, I have a question. There were some reports that they had not been dating very long. And when I say not very long, there was one report suggesting that this was like their first date, which, oh boy, like, wow. Family values taking it right on the chin right there. Not good stuff there. That is bad. We have a lot on our schedules with how much we have to do every day. We've got the soccer practice and the science fairs and the prepping for the holidays and all of that. The good news is you can take one giant thing off your plate by putting great meat on your plate with Good Ranchers. You care about what your family eats, so does Good Ranchers. That's why they've spent years building relationships with local farms to source the best 100% American beef, chicken, pork, and now wild-caught seafood as well. The best of the land and sea can now get conveniently delivered directly to your door. Right now, they're offering 2 years of free ground beef to anybody who subscribes. That is a $480 value. That is 2 years of free, high-quality ground beef and a locked-in price. No other meat company guarantees you 100% American meat and a locked-in price because no one else is Good Ranchers. By the way, they made me a kosher steak one time. Let me tell you, it's one of the best steaks I've ever eaten in my entire life. Go to goodranchers.com today. Use my code BEN for $25 off and free ground beef for 2 years. Remember, subscribe to any box and lock in your price on America's best meat for 2 whole years as well. That's goodranchers.com today. Use my code BEN for over $500 in savings. Subscribe to Good Ranchers. It is indeed American meat delivered. Go check them out right now. Goodranchers.com. Use code BEN. Get $25 off and free ground beef for 2 years. A hell of a deal. My team knows I need to have my Black Rifle coffee every single morning. If you didn't know, I have 4 kids plus a dog, which means very low on the energy from time to time, which means I am deeply reliant at this point on my Black Rifle coffee. Not only do they have their ready-to-drink cans for people with no time to brew coffee in the traditional way, their coffee subscription gives you the chance to purchase limited edition flavors. Black Rifle Coffee subscription gives you nothing but the best. It's a Coffee of the Month club where you get premium roasts from the best farms worldwide. Every month, you'll get a new exotic roast shipped to your door, each with a unique origin and killer bag design with a matching sticker. Black Rifle Coffee just launched their Halloween Pumpkin Spice Collection featuring the Headless Horseman's Roast and the ready-to-drink Pumpkin Spice Espresso. Michael Knowles will be absolutely ecstatic. With pumpkin spice flavor so good, it will haunt your taste buds for all eternity. Stop running out of coffee. Sign up for a coffee club subscription. Have Black Rifle Coffee delivered straight to your door on a schedule. Go to blackriflecoffee.com. Use promo code Shapiro at checkout for 10% off your order. That is blackriflecoffee.com. Use promo code Shapiro for 10% off. Black Rifle Coffee is indeed America's coffee. Go check them out right now. Again, blackriflecoffee.com. Use promo code Shapiro. Get 10% off. Meanwhile, in other not good for the GOP news, apparently, President Trump wrote to-do lists for his assistant on White House documents marked classified. I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. Yes, Hillary Clinton mistreated classified documents. Yes, she should have been prosecuted. And yes, Donald Trump should not be writing to-do lists on the back of like, here's our Iran attack plan. Also, I would like more Diet Coke. Please, 3 Diet Cokes on the back of the Iran attack plan. According to ABC News, one of former President Trump's longtime assistants told federal investigators that Trump repeatedly wrote to-do lists for her on documents from the White House that were marked classified. Maybe just wanted to recycle. He's just too much of an environmentalist, you know? Got a bunch of paper. Got to do something with it. As described to ABC News, the aide, Molly Michael, told investigators that more than once she received requests or taskings from Trump that were written on the back of note cards. She later recognized those note cards as sensitive White House materials with visible classification markings used to brief Trump while he was still in office about phone calls with foreign leaders or other international related matters. So that's spectacular. That's spectacular. In 2018, Michael became Trump's executive assistant in the White House. She continued to work for him when Trump left office. She resigned last year in the wake of Trump's alleged refusal to comply with the federal request and the FBI's subsequent search of Mar-a-Lago. Michael recounted by late 2021, as many of 90 boxes of materials from Trump's time as president were moved into a basement storage room at Mar-a-Lago. Apparently, they say like this is very easily disprovable. This is but no one's disproved it yet. That's how important the classified documents were. Had to write some shopping lists on it. Okay, but don't worry. The clowning doesn't end there. Republicans are hell-bent on running directly into a wall at full speed, which is presumably many of the Republicans' plan on this government shutdown. Again, if you are asking for like a moderate cut, and you might get part of that moderate cut in a government shutdown negotiation, all right. But if your plan is, let's just run directly into a government shutdown, get blamed for everybody for that, and then lose the House on the basis of that, which is very likely what could happen, I'm wondering about your strategic choices. Again, I'm going to point out again, I am more fiscally conservative than pretty much anyone in Congress. I'm certainly more conservative than many of the people who consider themselves MAGA Republicans, right? I want to restructure Social Security. I want to restructure Medicare, and I make no bones about it. That stuff's going to bankrupt the United States. But there's also such a thing as tactical competence. And it turns out that the tactics that are currently being used are not particularly smart. According to the New York Times, Speaker Kevin McCarthy's bid to gain the upper hand in a battle over federal spending hit stiff opposition from within his own ranks on Monday, leaving him with dwindling options and little time to find his way out of a funding impasse that could lead to a government shutdown in less than 2 weeks. Roughly a dozen Republicans made it clear they were staunchly opposed to the proposal unveiled on Sunday, which combines a stopgap spending measure with steep funding cuts and new border controls, indicating they could not be induced to change their votes through leadership pressure. The measure wasn't going to pass the Democratic-controlled Senate anyway, but McCarthy was then going to use that as the basis for some sort of compromise with Democrats. It doesn't matter. We're just going to run directly into a wall, and the only loser here presumably will be the Republican Party, because Democrats are not going to be punished for Republicans not even being able to come to an agreement on what they want the basis for negotiations to be. So all of this is going just amazingly, amazingly well. Are you tired of the lies and the twists of the mainstream media talking points? Yeah, me too. Join me in my newest series, Fact, where I dismantle and bring truth to this tiring mainstream agenda.